Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome. Always so amazing to be with you. And we're excited today. I'm excited today. We're going to talk about, my original title was My Love Bunny. And the more I thought about it, I said, that's not really a great title. So today, on this beautiful fall day, we're going to talk about how to multiply passion in your love life, which, again, not an expert. This is a conversation and things to think about, things that come to my attention that I think are interesting for conversation. So share with me in this. One of the ways I like to look at this subject of love and passion in relationships and be able to really be at the heart and soul, with the heart and soul of somebody else, to really connect to where you have passion in your love life, you have passion in your relationship, and just the beauty, and again, the synergy that happens when two people really care about each other. All of us know couples like this, right? That they just seem perfect together, right? And you think, is this by accident, by chance? Were they, how did this happen? And some of it is, two healthy people attracted to each other, learn how to deal with things, and yeah, there's a percentage that just happen, but then a lot of people put a lot of work into this. The perspective today that I want to share is when you look at movies, okay, and that's where we get a lot of our ideas, especially in America and my generation. Hollywood is paved, the walls are covered with movies and scenarios of superheroes, of romance, and then comedy. Those are the three main genres. Of course, there's horror and other subgenres which have other effects, but the ones I want to focus on today are the ones that people really enjoy, that a majority of people go to see. And some of the reasons why we do this, other than just the entertainment, what in it that brings us to go, like a movie like Top Gun, that's the second one that came out, or I don't even know it. Why are so many people attracted to these sort of things and go to them? Well, as I've talked about before, there's the hero part of that. Whether it's the female hero or the male hero, they have certain characteristics that we're drawn to, because we like to think that we are heroes, and we like to be treated as a hero, and we like to also feel like we have a mission in life, that I have a purpose. And that's the other thing that these movies obviously show us: purpose, heroism, and then people supporting those heroes. And we feel it in these movies, like we want to support them. We're with them in the cockpit. We're with them all the way. So how do we get that into a relationship, or do we want that in a relationship? What does that look like? And then we talk about romance. Now, what's the common thing in romance movies? Even if it's a funny romance or a real romance movie, or a tense one, or maybe even slightly dark one, what do we find in those things? What are some of the key elements? Well, from my perspective, I think that one is mystery. Obviously, there's some sort of mystery to the person or that you're looking for. There is a strength to the person. There is also a sense in which you get into the romance part of it, in which you want somebody else to take control. And I'm not saying in a strange way, but in a way that you want them to be so passionate about you that they're willing to take you to dinner, to look into your eyes, to treat you well, to order for you, to open the door for you. You want them to take control, right? And then as that progresses, that obviously progresses into other things. But you're not going to be interested in somebody, unless you're really good looking, or you're really desperate. You're not really going to be interested in somebody unless you see some characteristics of a hero. And then the third one being comedy. Now, how does comedy fit into all this? Well, comedy is the way, one of my perspectives, it's the way for mankind to get a little bit of relief. When you make a mistake, or when things get too tough, you have to have a way out to reset. And comedy is our way to reset, and I use it often in my life. Some people think I'm funny, some people maybe not. You're on a date with somebody, right? And they're powerful, they're attractive. You're learning to trust them, and they're also kind. To the waitress, they're kind to everybody. And then it perks up into you, so that's the action hero. And then the romance part of it is desire. You develop some desire, you start to form some intimacy, and then you allow a certain amount of control of the other person. And of course the comedy fits in there where it does. But so when we're talking about somebody you've lived with for a long time, or somebody that you've dated for a while, how does this work? Because these things are easy when you're starting out, but how do they work after you're super busy, you're tired all the time, you're working hard, you're stressed, and your partner has these little things that bother you, and of course there are many things you love about them, but there are little habits they have that may bother you. How does this work in? Figuring out how to bring back the hero or heroine, and that's the way you say it, in our relationship. How do you get these people, the people in your life, back to that status when you first started dating, hopefully, or maybe that part you missed, but you've seen little glimpses of it through your life. How do you get that back? Well, first, each of us individually have to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan for your body, you have to plan for your soul, and for your mind. You have to have plans. I have videos on how to get started on some of those things, and obviously there are millions of books written on all these subjects, but you have to have a plan, because a superhero, whether he wants it or not, drawn into it, has a plan, and then he has a perspective on life that sets him up to be ready to be the hero. If you want to be the hero in your partner's life and be the romantic person you would like to be, or have that intimate relationship, you got to have a plan. So make sure you're creating a plan, getting up every day with a plan, and even the plan, you have to plan time together to talk about your plans. And in those times, you have to be undistracted. So find places where you can be together with your partner and focus only on them. You look them in the eyes, you're honest, you're full-hearted, you tell them your plans, and take turns, and always support the plans of your partner. Even if you disagree initially, at least listen to them and say, I can see why you think that, and I can see why you think that's a good idea, and just try to support them, role play with them. How does this look if we get through this? What does it look like if you go back to school? What does it look like if, whatever, you start rock climbing, which is very dangerous. I'm not necessarily recommending that. But you imagine together, you make this movie of your life together. This will create passion and desire when you're together. But if you don't have a plan for your body, and your levels of physical energy in any department are depleted, it's going to be hard to have the passion you'd like in your relationship. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere. So we need to be taking care of our bodies. We need to be taking care of our minds. And that is through, centering yourself, breath work, being one with God, the universe, whatever it is your plan is for life. Share those things together, live together. As kind of a final thought for this, one of the things that you have to do at some point is let go of control. You can't have control over your partner and expect them to thrive. You have to let go. And that's probably the most difficult part of any relationship, is especially for us that have had trauma in our lives, or of any kind, which most people have. Now you want to control it because you don't want to be hurt again. You have all these defenses and all these thinkings, thoughts, processes that make it easy for you to henpeck them into control, yell at them into control, withhold affection from them for control. Money, there are millions of types of control. We cannot do that. We have to be back at that dinner table, at that romantic table, with the perfectly made up heroine again, the nicely groomed man with intensity, with eyes of desire towards our mate. And we must share those times, we must play with those times, and then incorporating that with a full round of your life, your body, soul, and mind. We can come together, we can make our relationships much better, and with full honesty, where you communicate and allow your partner freedom to do whatever it is, the expression, how they want to express their life. We have to do this. And then that rolls out into our relationships with other people, because heroes, superheroes, have a base of operation. We not only have an origin story, but we also have a base of operation where we can go back and recuperate. Home with our spouse, with our mate, with our close friends, or where we recuperate to go out into the world and accomplish what we do. All right, hope that's encouraging for you today. I had a lot of fun thinking about this one, and I plan to do a couple more along this line, hitting it from a little bit different angle. Anyway, love you guys. Go out there and have a good day. Have a plan. Look your eyes and look your mate in the eyes and give him a kiss. All right, you have a good day. Bye.